Aloha, this is lesson 273 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. If this is not feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God Himself has given to His Son. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. And that concludes the text. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. So I experience this as a descent into calm. It's like the peacefulness that has always been waiting. It's beneath all the chaos. It's beneath all the noise. A day undisturbed. A day of only tranquility. It says, perhaps we are now ready. If you're not, you're not. That's okay. It's also satisfying to see that this is possible, to have a day of undisturbed tranquility. It's not that we're saying I'm ready for perfection, that I have to be perfect, but it's just readiness. I'm ready for a day undisturbed. It's not demanding that you never feel a disturbance. It's just an invitation to not stay there, not stay with any kind of disturbance. See, it's as simple as that. You don't have to hold any disturbance. You don't have to wait for it to pass. You simply choose again. Of course, it's going to pass. That's what the disturbances do. They pass, and then they arise again. And, a lot of the times what people do is wait for them to pass. It reminds me of that saying about, it's not about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about dancing in the rain, right? Well, physically, I don't usually find myself dancing in the rain because I seem to get cold. But I know how to dance within any kind of emotional disturbance, and the dance really isn't to have the emotional disturbance continue at all. It's more like that's gone in the instant. I'm willing to see that I could be undisturbed. There's nothing truly to be disturbed by. So like if you liken it to rain, it's like you automatically choose to see the sun and the rain is gone. It's like, am I willing to return to peace quickly today? Am I willing to return without guilt? Am I willing to return without delay? Okay. You don't need to be in the cold. You don't need to get cold and wet. It's like you seek the shelter of God. You seek the shelter of God's love. And that thing becomes completely meaningless. Being tranquil, being in tranquility, it's a skill. It's a skill that you learn. It's like a knack that you get. That's why there's a course for this. That's why we're practicing A Course in Miracles, so that this skill can be well developed. It says, even more than satisfied to learn how. This is the most satisfactory learning you can ever do. Peace isn't a passive thing, it's a practice. It's a choice to train the mind to return. It's not something you just get by accident. Every disturbance, for me, it's like this. Every disturbance becomes a lesson in the return. It's like a demonstration to my mind that I can return again and again. It's like a disturbance. Hooray. Yay. Oh, I feel disturbed. All right. Awesome. What if it's not an obstacle? What if this disturbance isn't an obstacle to anything? It's a doorway. That's the thing. When you're perceiving a world, fear is going to arise again and again and again. Can you learn how to breathe and return? Yes, you can. That's what this is for. Your willingness will bring you there. Just keep on being willing to see past what you made. Doesn't matter how bleak it looks. And here's a statement of return right here. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. This is a declaration of what's actually true. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Why am I going to linger in any kind of disturbance? Right? And this is something you can repeat whenever agitation arises in your mind. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. What a joy. That's why this lesson's giving you. It's not just for AM and PM and every hour. It's for any time. You feel shaken. This thought just cuts right through the fog. Returns you to what's never shaken. Eternally stable. It says nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given. No thought, no event, no person, no power outage. Nothing can disturb your peace. No apparent loss. Only your permission allows it to disturb your peace. Remember that. It's your permission allowing it to disturb your peace. No person, no unfairness, no slights. Nothing can disturb your peace. So it's like, am I willing to deny disturbance the authority I once gave it? I gave that authority to disturb me. There's that person acting like that, and God, why don't they just do it like this? It's like, are you willing to see that you gave that authority to that person? Look at how you let them disturb you. That's not what God would have for you. That's not the will of God for you. Yes, peace is a gift. It's already given to you, though. It says, what need have I to fear that anything can rob me? See? One friend was telling me the other day, what do I do about this? It seems like this person who fixed my car is actually going to steal my car. And I go, well, first of all, come to the truth that if he steals your car, that's fucking awesome. And then anything else, any kind of action that needs to arise out of that, it arises out of peace. Even if you're calling the cops, even if you're going over there, calling him, whatever. Recognizing, one thing I shared is that the car I don't have is the car I don't need, first of all. And then let any actions arise out of that. Turned out to be a total fantasy. The guy had no intention of robbing her of her car, and it didn't matter if he did or not. But it's just a thought that seems to be disturbing, and you just recognize that I can't be disturbed by that thought because I don't need a car. And this doesn't mean that you're like a doormat, people just walk all over you in the world, because from that place of I don't need a car, any action that arises in peace and power. And you're going to seem to be even more effective in the world than you would be if you were thinking that you could lose something. See? You can't lose what's never outside of you. Everything's just arising in your mind. You can't lose a thing. So this the peace of God isn't something that you achieve, it's something you remember. And I know we repeat this in a lot of different ways. I say it in a lot of different ways. It's not something that you achieve by doing things right, by doing it good, by even doing this practice good. You're actually just remembering. This practice is for remembering. That's why it occurs in an instant, a holy instant. Quietness is your natural state. It says, the peace you gave is with me still. It's in this stillness. It's in this quietness. It never goes away. It's beneath all of the emotional waves, all of the mental noise. It's always untouched. Breathe into that. What I like to do is get this feeling of sinking beneath the thoughts. I get this sense that I'm floating. It's like I'm floating on a river, on a nice, gentle river, just floating on my back. And I'm watching this chaos. And sometimes I feel myself as if I'm in the chaos, but then I could just sink back down and float on the nice, calm river. So we are eternally loving God. It says, in my own eternal love for you. That's our truth. That's the river that I'm speaking of. It's my love for God. Right? Peace is arising not just from being loved, but from loving God. It's true that God loves us and we also love him back. It's the peace of remembering our deep, ancient longing to return to God. Not to an external God, to the place we didn't leave. That's why it's like a sinking in to the place where all fear ends and we're just at peace and happiness. Today we remember that we are returning to what never left. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. That's our lesson for today. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. So let's choose stillness first thing in the morning. Not like an escape, but just as what's totally true. The stillness of the peace of God. And this is strength. This is an ability to face anything that arises. Doesn't matter how bleak it looks because of choosing stillness. It's not trying to hide from the world. So when you feel disturbed or frustrated, pause and speak this phrase again. The stillness is the peace of God. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Watch your breath. Feel it slow down. Feel your calmness being restored. And then look in the evening, what disturbed me? Notice if you return to the stillness or did you believe you lost it? It's just a matter of noticing in calm. It's not a matter of judging. Right? It's noticing what would it be like if I looked at it with gentler eyes? Can I look at it in a gentler way right now? You're not trying to find this peace. There's nothing in the world, nowhere you can find it. You're only learning how to stop covering it up. So twice a day and every hour, and whenever anything arises, this is an important part. Remember this thought. Keep it close to you. Keep it on your phone or written down or something. Write it on your hand, whatever. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Yes, it's yours. Have a beautiful remembrance. Hui ho.